The human kidneys represent remarkable organs of filtration and regulation, serving as the body's primary mechanism for waste removal, fluid balance, blood pressure control, and hormone production. These sophisticated structures process approximately 180 liters of blood daily while maintaining precise electrolyte concentrations and removing toxic substances that could otherwise harm cellular function throughout the body. Despite their incredible resilience, kidneys remain vulnerable to damage from various dietary choices, environmental exposures, and lifestyle factors that many people encounter regularly without understanding their cumulative impact on long-term renal health. Modern medical research reveals that kidney disease often develops silently over years, progressing through distinct stages before symptoms become apparent. This makes prevention through informed dietary choices critically important for maintaining optimal renal function throughout life. The kidneys contain approximately 1 million functional units called nephrons, each consisting of glomerular and tubular components that work together to filter blood and produce urine. When nephrons become damaged, they cannot regenerate, making preservation of existing kidney function paramount for preventing chronic kidney disease progression. The relationship between diet and kidney function involves complex biochemical processes, extending far beyond simple hydration and sodium restriction concepts. Contemporary research has identified numerous dietary components that can either support or compromise kidney health depending on quantity, quality, frequency of consumption, individual genetic factors, gut microbiome, composition, metabolic status, and underlying conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, or autoimmune disorders that may amplify specific dietary impacts on renal tissue and function. Ultra-processed foods and kidney damage. Ultra-processed foods represent one of the most significant dietary threats to kidney health due to their combination of excessive sodium, refined sugars, unhealthy fats, artificial additives, and chemical preservatives, creating inflammatory compounds capable of damaging delicate kidney structures over time. These products, including packaged meals, frozen dinners, canned soups, processed snacks, fast food items, and commercially prepared sauces, typically contain sodium levels far exceeding physiological requirements, while providing minimal protective nutrients like potassium, magnesium, and natural antioxidants that help counterbalance negative sodium effects. The mechanism by which ultra-processed foods damage kidney function involves multiple pathways, starting with disruption of the delicate sodium-potassium balance, essential for proper cellular function and blood pressure regulation. When sodium intake dramatically exceeds potassium intake, as commonly occurs with processed food consumption, kidneys must work harder to maintain proper fluid balance, leading to increased pressure within renal vasculature and gradual damage to tiny blood vessels comprising the glomerular filtration system. Over time, this increased workload, combined with chronic inflammation triggered by artificial additives and preservatives, can lead to scarring and reduced filtration capacity, characterizing chronic kidney disease. Research published in leading nephrology journals demonstrates that individuals consuming high amounts of ultra-processed foods show significantly higher rates of kidney function decline compared to those following diets rich in whole unprocessed foods, even after controlling for other risk factors such as age, diabetes, and hypertension. The inflammatory cascade triggered by these foods involves activation of nuclear factor kappa B pathways, increased production of inflammatory cytokines, enhanced oxidative stress, and disruption of normal cellular repair mechanisms within kidney tissue, creating environments conducive to progressive damage and functional deterioration. Coffee creamers and chemical additives. Coffee creamers, particularly non-dairy varieties, represent significant but often overlooked sources of kidney-damaging compounds due to high concentrations of artificial ingredients, including titanium dioxide, carrageenan, and polysorbate 80, artificial flavors, synthetic colors, and various emulsifiers shown in laboratory Studies to disrupt cellular membranes increase intestinal permeability and trigger inflammatory responses affecting multiple organ systems, including kidneys. These compounds can accumulate in kidney tissue over time, leading to oxidative damage, disruption of normal filtration processes, and increased risk of proteinuria, representing early signs of kidney damage. Titanium dioxide, commonly used as whitening agent in coffee creamers, has been classified as possible carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. Studies show nanoparticles of this compound can cross cellular barriers and accumulate in various organs, including kidneys, where they may interfere with normal cellular function and contribute to inflammatory processes. Similarly, carrageenan, a seaweed-derived thickening agent, has been associated with gastrointestinal inflammation and may contribute to systemic inflammatory responses affecting kidney health, particularly in individuals consuming these products regularly over extended periods. Alcohol and kidney function. Alcohol consumption affects kidney function through multiple mechanisms, beginning with diuretic effects, increasing urine production and potentially leading to dehydration if fluid intake is not adequately maintained. Dehydration forces kidneys to concentrate urine more, intensively increasing kidney stone formation risk and potentially damaging delicate tubular structures responsible for reabsorbing beneficial substances from filtered blood. Additionally, alcohol metabolism produces acetaldehyde and other toxic compounds that must be processed and eliminated by kidneys, creating additional oxidative stress and potentially damaging cellular structures within renal tissue. More significantly, alcohol consumption leads to increased uric acid production through effects on purine metabolism and cellular energy production. High uric acid levels in blood and urine can crystallize within kidney tubules and collecting ducts, forming sharp abrasive crystals that physically damage tissue as they are eliminated from the body. These uric acid crystals are primary components of certain kidney stone types, and their presence within kidney tissue can trigger inflammatory responses, contributing to chronic kidney disease progression. Even moderate alcohol consumption can elevate uric acid levels, particularly when combined with high purine foods or in individuals with genetic predispositions to hyperuricemia. The combination of alcohol with sugary mixers, artificially sweetened beverages, or high fructose cocktails compounds these negative effects by adding additional metabolic burdens and inflammatory triggers that further stress kidney function. Fructose metabolism in particular generates significant uric acid amounts through cellular ATP depletion and purine degradation pathway activation, making cocktails and mixed drinks particularly problematic for kidney health compared to moderate consumption of pure spirits, which, while still potentially harmful, represent lesser threats when consumed occasionally by healthy individuals. Green smoothies and oxalate concerns. Green smoothies, despite their reputation as health foods, can pose significant kidney health risks when consumed regularly by individuals with certain risk factors due to high oxalate concentrations naturally occurring in many plant foods, including spinach, kale, Swiss chard, beet greens, nuts, seeds, and certain fruits. Oxalates can bind with calcium and other minerals, forming crystals that may accumulate in kidney tissue and potentially develop into kidney stones depending on individual susceptibility factors and overall dietary patterns. Risk associated with high oxalate foods depends heavily on several protective factors, including gut microbiome composition, stomach acid levels, overall mineral status, hydration levels, and presence of beneficial compounds like citrate that can help prevent crystal formation. Individuals with healthy populations of oxalate-degrading bacteria, such as Oxalobacter formigenes, in their intestinal tract can break down dietary oxalates before absorption into bloodstream, significantly reducing kidney stone formation risk. However, antibiotic use, poor digestive health, low stomach acid production, and certain medical conditions can disrupt these protective bacterial populations. increasing susceptibility to oxalate-related kidney problems. Furthermore, oxalate bioavailability from foods can be influenced by food preparation methods, timing of consumption relative to other foods, and individual genetic factors affecting oxalate metabolism. Some people possess genetic variations, affecting their ability to process oxalates, efficiently making them more susceptible to kidney stone formation, even with moderate intake levels, while others can consume higher amounts without apparent problems. The key lies in understanding individual risk factors and maintaining balanced approaches, including adequate calcium intake, proper hydration, and consideration of overall dietary patterns rather than focusing solely on oxalate restriction. Artificial sweeteners and cellular toxicity. Artificial sweeteners, including aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame, potassium, saccharin, and newer compounds, like advantame and neotame, present significant kidney health concerns based on emerging research revealing potential for direct cellular toxicity and disruption of normal metabolic processes. Aspartame breaks down into methanol, aspartic acid, and phenylalanine, with methanol being further metabolized to formaldehyde and formic acid compounds that can cause cellular damage, particularly in tissues with high metabolic activity like kidneys. Studies show chronic aspartame consumption may lead to oxidative stress, mitochondrial dysfunction, and inflammatory responses within kidney tissue. Sucralose, originally marketed as safe sugar, alternative has been shown in recent studies to accumulate in body tissues, including kidneys, where it may interfere with normal cellular function and contribute to inflammatory processes. The compound can also affect gut microbiome composition, potentially disrupting beneficial bacteria populations that help protect against various health problems, including kidney stone formation. Additionally, sucralose consumption has been associated with glucose intolerance and insulin resistance, which can indirectly affect kidney health through impacts on blood sugar control and metabolic function. Acesulfame potassium presents particular concerns due to potential for bioaccumulation in tissues and effects on cellular energy production. Studies demonstrate this compound can interfere with mitochondrial function, leading to increased oxidative stress and reduced cellular repair capacity within kidney tissue. The combination of multiple artificial sweeteners commonly found in diet beverages, sugar-free foods, and pharmaceutical products may have synergistic effects, amplifying individual risks, making regular consumption of artificially sweetened products significant concerns for long-term kidney health. Processed meats and chemical preservatives. Processed meats, including bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, jerky, and other preserved meat products, contain numerous compounds, negatively impacting kidney function beyond high sodium content. These products typically contain nitrates, nitrites, phosphate additives, artificial colors, preservatives, and other chemical compounds, undergoing complex reactions during processing and cooking to create potentially harmful substances, including advanced glycation end products, heterocyclic amines, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons associated with kidney damage and increased chronic kidney disease risk. Nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives in processed meats can be converted to nitrosamines in the body, particularly under acidic conditions or when combined with certain amino acids. These nitrosamines have been classified as probable carcinogens and may contribute to oxidative damage within kidney tissue. Additionally, high-heat processing methods used to create many processed meat products generate advanced glycation end products, which are inflammatory compounds that can accumulate in kidney tissue and contribute to diabetic nephropathy development and other kidney disease forms. Phosphate additives, commonly used in processed meats to improve texture, moisture retention, and shelf life, are absorbed much more readily than naturally occurring phosphates in whole foods, leading to elevated blood phosphorus levels that can promote calcium phosphate crystal formation within kidney tissue and contribute to chronic kidney disease, mineral, and bone disorder development. This condition involves complex interactions between phosphorus, calcium, vitamin D, and parathyroid hormone that can accelerate kidney function decline and increase cardiovascular risk in individuals with existing kidney problems. Inorganic phosphates and tissue calcification. Foods containing high levels of inorganic phosphates represent particularly insidious threats to kidney health because these synthetic additives are absorbed at rates of 90 to 100%, compared to only 30–60% absorption of naturally occurring organic phosphates found in whole foods. This dramatic bioavailability difference means processed foods containing phosphate additives can lead to phosphorus overload even when total dietary phosphorus intake appears moderate according to nutrition labels, which typically do not distinguish between organic and inorganic phosphate sources. Inorganic phosphates are commonly added to processed cheeses, soft drinks, energy drinks, baking powders, processed meats, frozen foods, and many restaurant and fast food items where they serve various functions including pH, regulation, texture modification, preservation, and flavor enhancement. Excessive absorption of these compounds leads to elevated serum phosphorus levels, which can promote calcium phosphate crystal deposition in soft tissues, including kidneys, blood vessels, and other organs, contributing to metastatic calcification conditions. This calcification process involves transformation of normally soft, flexible tissues into rigid, calcified structures that cannot perform intended functions effectively. Within kidneys, calcification can occur in glomeruli, tubules, interstitium, and blood vessels, leading to progressive filtration capacity loss, reduced blood flow, impaired hormone production, and accelerated chronic kidney disease progression. The process is often irreversible, making prevention through dietary modification critically important for maintaining long-term kidney health. NSAIDs and reduced kidney blood flow. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, including ibuprofen, naproxen, diclofenac, and aspirin, represent common causes of drug-induced kidney injury due to effects on prostaglandin synthesis and renal blood flow regulation. These medications work by inhibiting cyclooxygenase enzymes, responsible for producing prostaglandins that help maintain adequate kidney blood flow during times of stress, dehydration, or illness. When these protective mechanisms are disrupted, kidney blood flow can decrease dramatically, leading to acute kidney injury or accelerated existing chronic kidney disease progression. Kidneys receive approximately 20–25% of cardiac output under normal conditions, making them highly dependent on adequate blood perfusion for proper function. When NSAID use reduces this blood flow, kidneys must attempt maintaining filtration pressure through compensatory mechanisms that can become overwhelmed, particularly in individuals who are dehydrated, have underlying kidney disease, take other medications affecting kidney function, or have conditions like heart failure, diabetes, or liver disease already compromising renal perfusion. Regular NSAID use has been associated with various kidney damage forms, including acute tubular necrosis, chronic interstitial nephritis, analgesic nephropathy, and accelerated chronic kidney disease progression. Risk is dose-dependent and duration-dependent, meaning higher doses and longer use duration increase kidney damage likelihood. However, even occasional use can be problematic in susceptible individuals or when combined with other risk factors such as dehydration, concurrent nephrotoxic medication use, or underlying health conditions. Industrial seed oils and inflammatory damage. Industrial seed oils, including soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and other highly processed vegetable oils, undergo extensive chemical processing involving high heat pressure, solvent extraction, bleaching, and deodorization, creating numerous harmful compounds including trans fats, oxidized lipids, aldehydes, and other inflammatory substances, contributing to systemic inflammation and oxidative stress throughout the body, including kidneys. Extraction processes for these oils typically involve hexane and other petroleum-based solvents, followed by high-temperature treatment that can create lipid peroxidation products and other toxic compounds that may not be completely removed during subsequent processing steps. These inflammatory compounds can accumulate in cellular membranes throughout the body, disrupting normal cellular function and contributing to chronic inflammatory states that accelerate aging and disease progression in multiple organ systems. Within kidneys, these oxidized lipids and inflammatory compounds can damage delicate structures, responsible for filtration and reabsorption, leading to increased glomerular, filtration barrier, permeability, oxidative, damage to tubular cells, impaired hormone production, and progressive kidney tissue scarring. High omega-6 fatty acid content of most industrial seed oils also contributes to inflammatory processes by shifting body fatty acid balance toward pro-inflammatory pathways while reducing anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acid availability. Sugar and fructose metabolism. Sugar consumption, particularly in fructose form, represents perhaps the most significant dietary threat to kidney health due to unique metabolic properties and effects on cellular energy production, uric acid generation, and inflammatory processes. Unlike glucose, which can be metabolized by virtually all body cells, fructose must be processed primarily in liver through metabolic pathways, generating significant amounts of uric acid, lactate, and other potentially harmful byproducts affecting kidney function. Fructose metabolism begins with phosphorylation by fructokinase, an enzyme operating without feedback inhibition. Mechanisms regulating glucose metabolism. This unrestricted phosphorylation can rapidly deplete cellular ATP levels, leading to purine degradation, pathway activation, and massive uric acid production, which must be filtered and eliminated by kidneys. Resulting hyperuricemia can contribute to kidney stone formation, inflammatory responses within kidney tissue, and progressive glomerular filtration system damage. High fructose intake has been directly linked to metabolic syndrome development, insulin resistance, obesity, diabetes, and hypertension, all major chronic kidney disease risk factors. Additionally, fructose consumption can lead to advanced glycation, end product formation through non-enzymatic glycation reactions, creating inflammatory compounds capable of damaging proteins and cellular structures throughout the body, including kidneys.
High fructose corn syrup ubiquity in processed foods and beverages means many individuals consume far more fructose than their metabolic systems can safely handle, leading to chronic uric acid overproduction, sustained inflammatory responses, and progressive multiple organ system damage. Epidemiological studies show strong correlations between sugar consumption, particularly from sugar-sweetened beverages, and chronic kidney disease development, even after controlling for other known risk factors. Beyond direct fructose metabolic effects, sugar consumption contributes to kidney damage through effects on blood sugar, control insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Chronic hyperglycemia leads to advanced glycation end product formation that can accumulate in kidney tissue and contribute to diabetic nephropathy, while insulin resistance creates hormonal imbalances affecting blood pressure regulation, fluid balance, and inflammatory responses throughout the body. Protective strategies for kidney health. Understanding mechanisms by which various dietary factors affect kidney health provides foundation for making informed choices, protecting and preserving renal function throughout life. However, kidney health depends not only on avoiding harmful substances, but also on providing adequate protective nutrients, maintaining proper hydration, supporting healthy gut microbiome function, managing stress levels, getting adequate sleep, and engaging in appropriate physical activity, all contributing to complex factors determining long-term kidney health outcomes. Hydration role in kidney health extends beyond simple fluid intake to include consumed fluid quality, timing of consumption relative to meals and physical activity, and electrolyte balance provided by beverages. Pure water remains optimal hydration choice, but natural electrolyte addition from sources like sea salt, lemon juice, coconut water, or mineral-rich foods, can help support proper fluid balance and reduce kidney function burden, particularly during increased physical activity, heat exposure, or illness periods. Protective nutrients supporting kidney health include potassium from whole food sources, magnesium from nuts, seeds and leafy greens, antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish and certain plant sources, citrate from citrus fruits and other natural sources, vitamin D from sunlight exposure and appropriate supplementation when needed, and various phytonutrients from herbs, spices, and other plant foods having anti-inflammatory and protective properties. Gut microbiome plays crucial kidney health roles through effects on oxalate metabolism, inflammatory processes, immune system function, and production of various metabolites that can either support or compromise kidney function. Maintaining diverse, healthy gut microbiome through fermented food consumption, prebiotic fiber intake, and probiotic supplementation while avoiding antibiotics, artificial sweeteners, and high fructose corn syrup ubiquity in processed foods and beverages means many individuals consume far more fructose than their metabolic systems can safely handle, leading to chronic uric acid overproduction, sustained inflammatory responses, and progressive multiple organ system damage. Epidemiological studies show strong correlations between sugar consumption, particularly from sugar-sweetened beverages, and chronic kidney disease development even after controlling for other known risk factors. Beyond direct fructose metabolic effects, sugar consumption contributes to kidney damage through effects on blood sugar, control insulin sensitivity, inflammation, and oxidative stress. Chronic hyperglycemia leads to advanced glycation end product formation that can accumulate in kidney tissue and contribute to diabetic nephropathy, while insulin resistance creates hormonal imbalances affecting blood pressure regulation, fluid balance, and inflammatory responses throughout the body. Protective strategies for kidney health. Understanding mechanisms by which various dietary factors affect kidney health provides foundation for making informed choices, protecting and preserving renal function throughout life. However, kidney health depends not only on avoiding harmful substances, but also on providing adequate protective nutrients, maintaining proper hydration, supporting healthy gut microbiome function, managing stress levels, getting adequate sleep, and engaging in appropriate physical activity, all contributing to complex factors determining long-term kidney health outcomes. Hydration role in kidney health extends beyond simple fluid intake to include consumed fluid quality, timing of consumption relative to meals and physical activity, and electrolyte balance provided by beverages. Pure water remains optimal hydration choice, but natural electrolyte addition from sources like sea salt, lemon juice, coconut water, or mineral-rich foods can help support proper fluid balance and reduce kidney function burden, particularly during increased physical activity, heat exposure, or illness periods. Protective nutrients supporting kidney health include potassium from whole food sources, magnesium from nuts, seeds and leafy greens, antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish and certain plant sources, citrate from citrus fruits and other natural sources, vitamin D from sunlight exposure and appropriate supplementation when needed, and various phytonutrients from herbs, spices, and other plant foods having anti-inflammatory and protective properties. Gut microbiome plays crucial kidney health roles through effects on oxalate metabolism, inflammatory processes, immune system function, and production of various metabolites that can either support or compromise kidney function. Maintaining diverse, healthy gut microbiome through fermented food consumption, prebiotic fiber intake, and probiotic supplementation while avoiding antibiotics, artificial sweeteners, and
other microbiome-disrupting substances can provide significant kidney health protection. Stress management represents another critical kidney health component due to chronic stress hormone effects on blood pressure, inflammation, immune function, and cellular repair processes. Chronic cortisol and other stress hormone elevation can contribute to hypertension, insulin resistance, inflammation, and oxidative stress, all capable of accelerating kidney damage and impairing body ability to repair and regenerate damaged tissue. Sleep quality and duration also significantly impact kidney health through effects on hormone production, blood pressure regulation, immune function, and cellular repair processes. Adequate high-quality sleep supports body natural detoxification processes, allows proper hormone regulation, and provides time and energy needed for cellular repair and regeneration within kidney tissue. Chronic sleep deprivation or poor sleep quality can contribute to hypertension, diabetes, inflammation, and other conditions increasing kidney disease risk. Physical activity provides numerous kidney health benefits, including improved blood pressure, control enhanced insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation better, blood sugar regulation, increased antioxidant enzyme activity, and improved cardiovascular health, all helping protect kidney function. However, excessive intense exercise, particularly in hot conditions or without adequate hydration, can temporarily stress kidney function and should be approached carefully, particularly by individuals with existing kidney problems. Individual genetic factors play significant roles in determining kidney disease susceptibility and responses to various dietary and lifestyle interventions. Some people possess genetic variations affecting their ability to process certain nutrients, metabolize toxins, maintain electrolyte balance, or respond to inflammatory triggers. Understanding these individual differences through appropriate genetic testing or working with healthcare providers who can assess individual risk factors can help guide personalized kidney health approaches, taking into account unique genetic predispositions and metabolic characteristics. Environmental toxin exposure represents another important kidney health consideration, as kidneys serve as primary filtration organs for many environmental contaminants, including heavy metals, pesticides, industrial chemicals, and other pollutants that can accumulate in body tissues and contribute to oxidative damage, inflammatory responses, and cellular dysfunction. Minimizing environmental toxin exposure through choices about food, water, air quality, personal care products, and household chemicals can help reduce toxic burden on kidney function and support long-term renal health maintenance.